Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. And it's, what is it, June 10th?
June 10th.
2022. I think it's a Friday. You're joined by Brenton and Lucas, as always. Brenton is just telling us about Rogue, his dog. I asked how the dog was feeling. He said that she was feeling better, but obviously that there was some problems with with possibly not using the leg as much because she's not trusting it. And what did you say was an option for helping her out with that?
We're going to have to go to rehab, Steve. Got to get the leg rehabbed. She forgot how to use it. She's just hopping around like a tripod.
So she doesn't trust her own leg right now?
No.
Does she try to gnaw it off at all? Like, does she think it's a foreign leg and she just thinks it's something different?
The other side she's been going after, fortunately not the side with the stitches, but the other side she's been going at, and it's all red and fucked up now.
What does a doggy rehab cost? What are you going to have to shell out?
No idea. I didn't know there was such a thing, but apparently it involves like a pool, and they're going to force her leg down like they're milking it.
It's funny you say that because I brought Mickey, my dog, who just turned 15 years old, our lab, about, May 11th. So whenever that was, a month ago almost. So he came in from outside one day, and his ear's all bloody. So blood I don't deal well with. So I call the vet, I bring him over there. Ends up he's got a cyst inside of his ear, and it's probably cancerous because that's where the bloody one's usually cancerous. And there's really nothing they can do because you can't operate and pull the ear off. Otherwise, this whole ear would get infected. The inside, the flap. It's on the flap. So, but they go, you can call the surgeon. He may be able to do it. I call the surgeon up. The surgery is like $11,000.
Yeah.
And I just told my wife that, and we just were like, we'll just play with this for right now. For a 15-year-old lab, who's fine beyond that, And the guy was like, and by the way, I'm not even sure if I can do it. So it's like, and you don't get your money back if he's like, look.
No. They'll have you sign, we've signed at least 3 contracts with Rogue surgeries where it's like, if she dies on the table, there's nothing, we're not going to refund you and you can't sue us.
I don't know. I never did because Mickey's 15 years old, so I don't even know if there was doggy insurance back then. I certainly was never not looking into it. I barely had fucking health insurance for myself. You think I'm gonna get health insurance for my dog?
Well, it's just as bad as human insurance.
Well, I can imagine, but I guess not having it is even worse. I'm not shelling out $11,000 for surgery.
Yeah.
For a 15-year-old dog, that it could be something else. So look, I love my dog. You love Rogue, but just because Rogue's got a pill problem and an eating disorder doesn't mean you got to send her to rehab. Can't she learn on her own? Can't you fucking walk around and show her what to do?
Her history. We've already sunk so much money into her. At least at this point, it's just like, fuck this. We're going to keep playing until we win.
You're going to have to win another fucking
bad
million.
Gamblers. Yeah, basically. The surgeries are ridiculous. And then the whole thing last year with her headaches, and then we had to do the MRIs and the blood transfusion and all that.
And you may not want to hear it, and this might not be in your plans, but
I'm going to mute this. Go ahead.
You know what helps you forget all this real quick?
Mm-hmm.
A baby. You throw a baby inside of her. Next thing you know, the dog is like, you don't really care that much anymore about the dog. It'll always be in your heart, and it's always going to be your first baby, but you got a real fucking baby then to worry about. And the dog will learn to walk on its own. Just like my dog will figure out how to stop its own bloody ear. The vet's like, just take some, he's like, there's some stuff you can buy at the pet shop, and it kind of coagulates the thing if he ever has it again, if it ever starts to bleed. He's like, or between us, you can use flour. I'm like, oh, great, no problem. So anyway, that's my point. I don't know how you feel about spending all this money, but obviously she means a lot to you guys. but a baby would probably mean a lot more. I don't know. That's just between, but again, then you have another set of problems that comes along with that.
Yeah.
You got travel baseball, which has cost me over probably $10,000 so far, 750 hours of my life, and essentially my skin. I'll have cancer. No matter how much sunscreen I put on, no matter what kind of hat I wear, my fucking head is too big, and I'm always in the sun. And we're playing double headers. This Saturday we have 3 games: one at noon, one at 2, and one at 8. Then we got 2 on Sunday. So I'm just saying it's a lot. But so
it's an ungodly amount of games. They don't need to play that many.
I know. It's a business, dude. A buddy of mine, my friend Lou, and I broke it down this weekend. It's become a business. Once it became a business, it's ruined everything. It's ruined these kids' fucking arms and legs and will to continue to do the sport. And it's just business, dude. It's business. It's now, if you don't do it, everyone else is doing it, and you're behind the times if you're not 24/7 in the sport, or you're not traveling here and there, and you're not in this tournament or that tournament. It really is like, it's crazy how much I'm seeing it. So, but getting back to I'm thrilled. I love watching Jonah play baseball, but that's a lot of fucking baseball. I don't even sit through doubleheader Yankee games. I got to get up and fucking move around and take breaks. So yeah, I hope Rogue feels better. I hope the rehab works out.
We're good.
But if not, there's always a baby. So, so you guys wished me good luck in the Rangers, and I knew as soon as you fucking did it last night, I go,
that was the point. That was the point. Look, I am very happy that you're in the Eastern Conference Finals, but the Lightning are the better team, and you've had some injuries. You played a great game. It just didn't end well, and you're still in it. You go down, you steal one in Tampa, and then who knows what happens in Game 7.
No,
you're not done. You're not done, but you are the underdog for sure, and that was even after
not
you
where
went
you
up
wanted
2-0.
to be. Yeah, like I said, I think I said it like last week or the week before. Going down 2-0 or whatever it was, 3-1 to Pittsburgh, that's you come back from that. You go down to Carolina, whatever it was, 3-1, 2-0, whatever they were down, you can come back from that. Tampa, you never wanted to be down to them.
No.
I'd always like to be even or, obviously a game up. But again, I don't think it's a thing where it's like it's a lost cause. They haven't lost at home all year long. They've lost at home. I think, right? Have they lost at home, Tampa? I'm sure they have.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. So I feel like they can win on the road. They won in Raleigh on the game, on the road. So I think that they can beat Tampa in Tampa, and then just hopefully they can pull it out one more game. They didn't look tired.
No, they played a great game.
Yeah, a little pass happy again, but that's always been their thing. Like, it's always like a little nuance, like throw some more fucking shots on net, throw some more shots on net. The more shots on net, the better. Shesterkin just, he had a good game. It's just that, a couple of shots where you had no idea where they were coming from. So cautiously optimistic. 3 games in a row, blowing a 2-0 lead is not great though. Have they run out of gas? Do they look tired? No, but it shows when you have a team like Tampa that's won 2 in a row, and they know how to. They didn't panic down 2-0. They know how to win, and they know that they can come back and close these series out. They know how to close these series out. That's what worries me the most. They understand that they probably have to win tomorrow at home. That's what their number one goal is, because they don't want to give the Rangers another shot at it at home in the Game 7.
Well, they just don't want to go an extra game too, because the fatigue from 2 straight Stanley Cups and now a third where you're going to go to a couple of Game 7s this year, and then you got to go to Colorado, who have been resting for a week,
home doing nothing for a week, But again, I don't fear Colorado. I think whoever wins this series, and hopefully it's the Rangers, I think they walk through Colorado.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Right. I think Colorado wins the cup. And I said that before the series, like before the whole playoff started. I thought Colorado was the best team going in.
I'm not 100% sold on Colorado yet.
They've looked really good every
they're-
round. They're just a strong team. Joe Sakic made the right moves, and they are all cylinders.
I'm not 100% sold. I still think the winner of this series is the winner of the Stanley Cup, and I think they do it in 5 games, maybe 6. But again, I hope the Rangers have enough in them to pull 2 games out. I don't know if they do. If they can win tomorrow, I believe they'll win on fucking in a game 7 at home.
Mm-hmm.
But tomorrow's, obviously, it's the fucking key. I was on the road watching the game. I did a little golf outing with my friends down in Ocean City. We were in a bar watching it, and it was the first time my one friend is a tremendous Ranger fan, and he's there. I've never seen him watch a game outside of like his own home. Like the way it would be like a Buffalo playoff game. You feel comfortable in certain atmospheres, but like you wouldn't go to a bar where there'd be like you could possibly run into a Chiefs fan. Because like if the Chiefs fan said something, you would stab them, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you would do? Like
Yes.
if it was like if you watched the Bills playoff game last year, right? In a mixed company bar where there were like just as many Chiefs fans possibly there, would you not have killed someone?
Depends on if they're wearing a red jersey or a white jersey, because you could get away with stabbing someone in a red jersey.
That being said, we did have video. You did send us a video of the Rangers fan last night who did not and you sent it to me and I was like, oh, I thought this was going to be way more brutal. Now, of course, it's pretty brutal.
It's a pretty brutal shot. It's one and done. The guy's going to jail for assault.
If anyone wants to pull it up and I'm sure the guy's going to go to jail for assault.
No, he's been charged with assault, Steve.
I don't know what the other guy was saying.
I don't think he said anything. I think he was just wearing the wrong jersey.
Look, dude, who knows?
And he's the only Lightning fan. You see like 100 fans. He's the only guy alone.
No one just walks around, flips their camera on, and just happens to catch an instant. Obviously, there was some stuff leading up to this. Because the guy that punched the guy is walking away, and you could just tell like he's had enough. Like whatever it was, this is not the way his day planned.
So you're saying this is a Mike Tyson situation?
No, I am no way, shape, or form defending this man's actions, okay? But I've seen the more egregious version of this, okay? I've seen me, Ari, and Simone were in Denver when I think it was the Peyton Manning Denver Broncos team, AFC Championship. I think they beat the Patriots the year that they went on to win the Super Bowl. Because I went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think they beat. So in the AFC Championship, I think they played the Patriots and they beat the Patriots. We were walking from the stadium back to the Denver Comedy Works condo. We were about a block and a half from the stadium, about another 10 minutes of a walk back to the condo. We were stopped at a red light at a big intersection. It was just the 3 of us, and then a couple Pats fans rolled up. And then a couple Broncos fans rolled up, and they were very quiet, the Broncos fans, and the Pats fans were a little louder, right? And the Pats fans who had just lost were drunk. And then all of a sudden, this guy just gets in the Broncos fan face and just fucking knocks this guy out. I mean, we were at a red light, like, waiting for the red light to change so we could cross. Within a minute and a half, the police were over there. This all happened within like 2 minutes of a time. The Broncos fan just said a little bit enough. The Patriots fan had enough and just fucking knocked the guy out. Again, not condoning violence whatsoever, but I do see how these things happen to boil up. Okay, I'm very happy it didn't happen this weekend with my friend in Maryland, because I think I honestly thought we were going to we could have gone to jail when they scored with 40 seconds left in the third period.
Ugh.
Thank God no one around us had a Tampa Bay jersey on, because he would have been dead, or they would have been dead. Oh, here we go. This is the video.
Ready?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right. Do we need audio?
I mean, yeah, you can put up audio. Let's see if it comes in.
Yeah, let's see if
If it doesn't come in, you can do the play-by-play.
Yeah, so the guy's walking, and then boom. So like he was probably
Okay, watching it a second time, if you rewind it, Lucas, I do see Steve. He is walking with his head tilted back like he's shouting something.
Yeah, like
So he is spouting like a
One more.
tugboat.
Yeah, one more.
You'd see
dude.
no one
This
walks
guy's
that
walking
way.
straight. He goes, I'm not.
He's got his arms out like this, like he's Jesus.
Yes. He's being taunted, dude. Now again.
Okay, so we got a 10-minute major, double major, and we got 2 for taunting on the other side.
That's the worst thing that could happen. And let me tell you, if he gets a Ranger cop or a Ranger judge, he probably gets off lighter than the fucking Chappelle guy.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, look, as a person who grew up on the East Coast, has seen up close physical violence for no reason whatsoever. This, to me, seems a little more warranted, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I went to the Yankees and the fucking Red Sox game last year, okay? The wild card game with Ari, right? We went to Fenway. We had our Yankee shit on, right? We saw the writing on the wall. Probably by the 5th, 6th inning, once the Red Sox scored 2 more runs, I can't remember what happened, but once they threw Judge out at home, and then Phil Nevin sent Judge, and they sent them. You could tell we were going to probably lose this game. I didn't go the fucking way of like, let's get hammered and light this place on fire. I went the docile way. We'll all be together again one day. Our team's good. Your team's good. Let's just get at it. Now, if roles had been reversed, if we had won that game, right, I would have quietly and non-judgmentally left the stadium, okay? Because I know what it's like to be a visitor. Ari and I used to go to Angels-Yankee games in the playoffs in the fucking 2000s, and that goddamn rally monkey would come out, and somehow the Angels always had our number. They always fucking beat us. Fat Mike Scioscia's in the dugout, and I couldn't stand it. We would leave early, but we would leave quietly. We wouldn't taunt the fans. What we would do is turn their rearview mirrors inside out, each car, one by one, all the way back to our car. And that was our quiet, silent protest. There's no need to poke the bear in the zoo. You know, you're only going to get a fucking, with that Dodger fan or the San Francisco fan got a tire iron to the head. You see the size of this fucking head? You think if somebody swings a tire iron at me, it's not going to hit me in the head? Of course it is. So, again, don't be a loudmouth dickhead. Just live graciously in your victory and move on with your life. All right? That guy obviously provoked the bear in the zoo, and he got what was coming to him. The guy didn't fucking turn around and kick him down and try to beat him up while he was on the ground. One punch, fat mouth. The guy's fucking... Of course he's going to get knocked out. His fucking stupid chin and mouth is open. It's ridiculous. The man deserves to be fucking knocked out. Stupid fucking Eric Oligny texting me, suck it. Suck it, Eric Oligny.
Well, I will study that video, and if the day comes I have to fight a kangaroo, I'll know exactly how to hit it.
You hit a kangaroo like that. A kangaroo is, I'll tell you right now, a kangaroo is fucking 100 times tougher than that fat fucking Tampa fan that went down. That fucking Guy Fieri fat fuck.
Yeah, that guy went down faster than lightning.
You punch a kangaroo in the face like that, it's gonna back up, it's gonna look at you, and it's gonna kick you in your fucking stomach so hard, you're gonna think that you just shit out your heart. Kangaroos have much tougher jaws than that fat fucking Bubba the Love Sponge, Tampa piece of shit, trash, Hulk Hogan wannabe. I can't stand Tampa. I really can't. Now they say the fucking goddamn Bucks are the front runners for the Super Bowl because Tom Brady's in his 3rd year with his guys. I'm in my 3rd year. His 3rd year is we can open up the package. Open up. Oh, how about somebody open up Tom Brady's fucking legs? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Tampa.
I mean, just sidebar, Fournette, the reports out of camp is Fournette struggling. So
look, you and your fucking reports out of camp, right?
These matter, Steve.
I don't want to hear. You know why? Because I don't want to hear it. All you do is jinx shit for me. All right. I'm very happy. We got your old coaches. We're happy. No need to come back and be like, you guys happy? You like what you got? We know what we got. We're happy so far. Don't tell me Saquon looks great. Okay.
Report out of
I don't
camp
wanna
is
know that.
Saquon says he's got his swagger back. That was a direct quote from Saquon. He's looking good.
No one should have
Got
any
a swagger,
swagger.
Steve.
No one everybody should be walking fast, quick, and with their head down. We are the laughing stock of professional football.
Not quite.
There's no need for swagger.
I mean, people are laughing at Cleveland pretty good right now. Another woman comes out against him, and it's probably.
You don't want to hear about my thought on this. You don't want to hear about my thought on this. I mean, he didn't bamboozle 65. The guy likes a certain thing. That's what you know what? There's going to be a 500 more. You think he only went to 69 or 70 or whatever it was? He went to 1,000. Can we just say 1,000 women are going to come forward? They're all going to come forward. He tried it with every single person that said they did massage and had a vagina. He did it with all of them. That was his move. That's what he liked. People like different things. Now, again, did he force himself on women? I hope not. If he did, he deserves to go to jail. But if he just went, hey, while you're down there, you mind grabbing my cock? I mean, I don't know. If that's what he did negotiate with them, that's what, then more women are going to come out. He did it with everyone. Do the Texans have some hand in it? Of course they did. You think they fucking let this guy was running around getting hand jobs by every single human being in Houston and they didn't know about it? Of course they knew about it. Did they facilitate it? Probably to help try to keep it quiet. He was probably getting rooms at a fucking Comfort Inn Plus, under his real name. And they were like, look, dude, you want to do this? We got to do this in a correct fashion. So we got to get a place with a gym that makes it look legit, whatever. They probably nuanced it for him. So I don't know. Cleveland's an idiot. Cleveland's an idiot because they bought something that they thought they were buying a Ferrari. And, now they got a thing that they don't even know how to drive or if it can even go. But I told you, I don't think he misses a goddamn game. I really don't.
No way.
Okay, just listen to me here, okay? All of this.
There's been precedent set, though. You have guys who were found innocent and still suspended for multiple games because of.
All of this, though, is coming from one guy, one lawyer in Texas, this Busby guy. So it's almost like, oh, Twitter's up in arms about fucking Deshaun. No, it's really one guy who's fueling this fire because you know what? His entire practice at this point is defending fucking handjob people from Deshaun Watson. He's made him a high profile lawyer, one of these guys that has a name now and a cause and a thing that, and I'm not saying again, any of it, if there are legitimate cases where he forcibly made people, whatever, grab them, stroke them, whatever, blow them, whatever it was, then, obviously he deserves fucking jail time. But if it's just like, hey, he continued to ask, well, what are we doing here? There's going to be more. This is the way the guy operated. So I honestly don't. I think he's day one quarterback.
Oh, no.
I'm telling you.
65 women, though, or 66?
The only way,
bro,
the only way he's day one quarterback is if nothing has happened with the case and nothing's moved forward.
Nothing's going to.
And he doesn't get suspended this season, but then moving like next year, he'll lose the whole season or he'll lose two seasons after next year.
Has got it. He's a fucking, he's a dog with a bone. He wants to get this thing taken care of. So, but I'm saying day one of Brown's season this year, he will be the quarterback because there will be nothing brought forward beyond what we know right now. If the NFL was going to do something, they would have done it already. They've already said that, what they looked into, they're fine with. And you don't think the Browns are going to throw their fucking brand new prize out there day one? Of course they are.
Well, yeah.
Well, I was going to
And
say,
you don't
are
think
you
Deshaun
going to
Watson
draft him in
wants
our
to get out
fantasy
there?
league? Are you going to draft him in our league?
First pick.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a good fantasy player.
Mhm.
Where do you put him? I mean, like, where do you rank him? He hasn't been in for 2 years, but
He's still top 10, even not playing for 2 years. You have to take that risk if you're going to draft him.
My question though is, how does he play this year? I mean, even if he does play, think of the distractions.
distractions.
He doesn't care.
Dude, winning cures all those things.
Yeah.
He goes 4-0 the first four. Who does Cleveland play the first 4 games of the season? Can someone tell me?
Yeah.
I'll tell you if they what I tell you. I'll tell you by October if Deshaun Watson.
Well, their schedule, that whole the AFC North, all of them are at the bottom as far as toughest schedule.
It's
They're-
pretty.
They got a Baltimore.
They're all brutal.
It's pretty easy to start the season. They begin with the Panthers,
Win.
then the Jets,
Win.
Steelers.
Is it in Cleveland or Pittsburgh?
It's in Cleveland.
Eh.
Falcons.
Win.
Okay. So they're at worst
You
2
could
and
be
2.
3-1, maybe 4-0, and he's going to be he'll be doing rock and roll Hall of Fame inductions by December with the 70 fucking women that he's, behind him. Trust me, winning cures everything. If he starts lighting it up and he's, he has like a Dak Prescott sort of first month of the season from last year, numbers wise, where he's just fucking can't miss 500 yards a game. They're 4-0. Guess what? That cures a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Then the holidays roll around.
But
Nobody wants to put
Goodell
their
has
hands
a
up during the
history
holidays.
now of suspending guys who were found innocent or at least not found guilty of things just because of the bad PR that it gives the league. So he'll suspend guys just for that. He might get 4, he might get 6, he might get 8.
Yeah, I think this is such a distraction for the Browns. I really do. I don't think they win 8 games. I can't imagine being on that team.
Well, it's a tough division. The Bengals obviously are going to be good still. The Ravens have gotten scary good on defense, and Lamar Jackson could go either way, where he could be the best quarterback in the league, or
But that's what I'm saying, though. You don't know what you have with the Browns. It could be a thing where and they're starting off. I mean, if a 4-0 Browns team comes into let's just say a 2-2 Bengals team, how do you not have confidence if you're the Browns going, we can beat this fucking guys,
Yeah.
Especially if you have a quarterback who has, at one time we talked about being once in a generation quarterback, talent wise.
Oh, he is.
So if he comes
loses his
anything
best
back
receiver on the worst team in football, and he
Yeah.
still puts up crazy numbers.
So if he could be anything like that, right, with a 4-0 record, I'm telling the protests and all the other bullshit. By the way, not even in the city that the shit went down in.
Cleveland fans
What I'm
won't
saying-
care if they're winning.
Exactly.
He could slit someone's
You'll
throat.
have 500 women outside protesting the first week, but when they're 4-0, they'll be inside buying Deshaun Watson jerseys.
Yeah.
I know Cleveland women. They're forgiving. They're beautiful people. They're kind-hearted.
But they just want to win.
There's just
But
no
they
way
want
they're
to win
gonna.
a fucking Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
They're heading backwards, man. They should have kept Baker, never traded.
No,
They're going to finish last
come
in that
on.
division. They're going to
Baker's not
they're
the
good.
guy.
They're going to win fewer
Dude.
games than the Steelers.
I mean, I wish Baker didn't make so much
I
money.
agree with
because
that.
If he didn't, I think he'd be I think he would be the all-time best backup ever. Think about this fucking guy. He would come in there, right? I mean, you can't compete. He would even I can't talent-wise compare with Deshaun Watson. But he's going to come in there. God forbid Deshaun Watson gets hurt or whatever. Guys, I fucking got this. Let's go, all right? Believe it. He's like a fucking guy. You're like, oh, shit, Baker's got this. He's done it before. But, what are they going to pay him, $20 million? Who the fuck is going to do that?
I think he wants
Right?
30.
What? He wants?
Yeah, he wants.
Who, from Progressive or?
Yeah, from who? I want a lot of things. I want to be
that's what him and his wife was posting all over social media about.
I want to
he's
be on the
worth
senior
and
tour, but I
what he
lost
did
4
for
balls on 1
Cleveland.
hole this weekend.
Yeah. So he screwed up by behaving the way he behaved, and Cleveland screwed up by not trading him when the quarterback market was still good.
Yeah, we're going to find out this year how much of a psycho he is. Because if he has that Kobe Bryant gene where he can take any distraction and use it as fuel, then he'll be unstoppable. But I think
I'm not saying mentally he's not an elite quarterback. He is, but physically he's just not that guy. He's not going to win big games for you.
We're talking Baker now.
We're talking Baker. He has limited
Baker.
abilities.
We're talking Deshaun, dude. Let's talk Deshaun.
Deshaun.
If he has that Kobe Bryant just got accused of rape, now I'm the bad guy. Go fuck yourself.
I don't know, because he's never every game. He's had money, but now he's got a shitload of money and it's all guaranteed. So is the motivation going to be there?
Yeah, I don't think he has that Kobe Bryant gene. I think he's human. I think it's going to really affect his play.
Yeah, and that's why, Steve, the reports coming out of Cleveland are he looks pretty sloppy.
I mean, again, I don't know the man. I wish I did. I wish I knew. I don't judge him. I judge him if he fucking physically dominated people and try to impose his will on them. But, what am I going to do? I'm, the guy wanted a hand job. So did Robert Kraft. We didn't fucking, we felt bad for him. We were like, oh, everyone wanted to see the video. Everyone's like, you want to see his little schmeckle come out and fucking get tugged on while the lady cried? It's like nobody wanted to see that. So I'm not worried about is there a comeback for Deshaun Watson? I do think there is, but
unintended.
I don't know him mentally. Mentally, he could be like a disaster where he needs to be loved. And this is just going to crush him. Mentally, he could be that. He could be like, I'm trying to think of someone who's like, oh, I got to be loved to fucking, or they don't play well. I'm trying to compare. Who's like that?
Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yes. Wasn't comfortable being the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like putting on the fucking Roger Clemens, perfectly comfortable. No problem. I'll throw a bat at you. I'll eat it. Whatever, dude. I'm watching right now, as a matter of fact, sorry for saying it. Phil Mickelson, he's one. I'm not sure he's comfortable being the bad guy, even though he has fucking no choice anymore. But I do think he's like, I think I can be a really good bad guy if I put my mind to it. A really good heel. I was going to get into that live. Don't let us stop before we talk about the Tommy Pham, Jock Peterson thing, because we didn't talk about that last time, and I want to go over that too. But I don't know if you guys are following this live.
The
Saudi-backed new sort of golf league venture that what's his name? Greg Norman is sort of the forefront of, and it's got, literally $1 billion war chest. They don't care if they make money, which is like the craziest thing in the world. And so what they've done is they've gone out and recruited and offered, pretty much every golfer, especially the big ones, ridiculous money to come over and play on these. I think it's like 15 or 18 tournaments, and you have to play on these tournaments. There's like, if you sign the live deal, like you've got, like, there's no like my kid's graduation or any of that shit. Like, the PGA Tour right now, you're an independent contractor. You want to play at the Masters? Great. You don't want to play at the Masters? Well, you don't have to be there. This is like, you got to be in fucking, Shangri-La on this weekend, whether you have, whatever the fuck's going on in your life. So, again, they're not having these places in fucking war-torn countries. We're not having a Ukrainian Open. They're having them in the most decadent places in the goddamn planet. So, of course, it's not like a hole. But what they did was they offered, Bryson DeChambeau, I think $150 million. I think they got Phil Mickelson $100 million. And so they offered a lot of older golfers and then a couple younger ones a lot of money to come play. And then, it's sort of like, I don't know what the prize purses are. I think they're big. I don't know. I'm looking at this. It's like teams. It's a team aspect. They've changed the game a little bit. But, really what it does is it's fractured the PGA Tour because these guys now had to resign, or now they've been suspended, one or the other. Some of them resigned. Some of them got suspended. And now they won't be able to play in PGA Tour events, which 2 of them are majors. I think the PGA Championship, they won't be able to play in. The US Open next week has said they're allowed to play in that one. No one's heard from the Masters yet, and I don't think they can play in the Open. I'm not sure. But, the biggest name they got over is Dustin Johnson, but Dustin Johnson is a fucking money guy. Dustin Johnson, he realizes that there's great, he probably was happy that he won the Masters and got a jacket. That's the most prestigious one. He won a US Open too, but, it's like, he's not getting 18 majors. He's not going to fucking, he's got a couple majors. That's how he's going to be remembered, a guy with a couple majors. But in his mind, he's going to be a guy with a couple of majors and also probably $140 million pocket, which he's done great on the PGA Tour, but nobody's made $140 million. Tiger Woods just became the 3rd billionaire athlete, the 3rd. I don't know how he was a couple days after LeBron James, but he's now the 3rd billion-dollar athlete, and he only made $95 million playing fucking golf. So, well, you got a guy like Kevin Na, who's probably made maybe $20 million, $30 million in his career playing golf, but you're going to offer him 50 just to show up to 14 events a year? Yeah, he's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these older guys, that are just like, dude, I mean, I'm watching Charles Schwartzel now. Charles is South African guy who has been on the PGA Tour probably 20 years now. And the players know him as like a human ATM machine. The guy is always making money. He's always making cuts. He makes, $3, $4, sometimes $8 million in it. But every year he's just, so he's not gonna, he's over there now. He's like, you're gonna give me $40 million up front to go play golf? Fuck yeah. So those are the guys they went after. Now, apparently they went after Tiger Woods too, and they offered him $750 million. And he turned it down.
What?
Yeah.
Would you have turned it down?
Look, dude, are you, bro? For $750 million, I would play on the Proud Boys tour, right? And I would caddy for Donald Trump.
You would have shot your ball directly at the Capitol?
Yeah. You're talking to someone here who has no soul. All right? You're talking to the wrong guy.
You would have made the 750 and you still would have been like, Mickey's fine. Just walk it off.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, come on, bro. We're not cutting your ear off. So what I understand why some of Patrick Reed went over. Now, again, Kevin Na, Patrick Reed, these are the types of guys. The PGA Tour, and I hate to say this because Patrick Reed's caddy is one of my really good friends. I love this guy. He's awesome. And I love Patrick Reed, but a lot of guys don't, and they're not going to be missed. They're not the most popular guys on the PGA Tour. So some of them, probably are leaving for that reason, where they're like, fuck it. If I'm not liked, then I don't give a shit. And, majors are majors, and maybe I'll be invited to some of them. I'm going to go take this fucking money. And it's a tough thing to go up against if you're the PGA, because you're dealing with like a Richie Rich who doesn't care. Like imagine the NFL, if you could, had to deal with a rival football league that pulled, I don't know, 30% of the best NFL players, paid them exorbitant amounts of money, and didn't care about making money. Like it would be a tough thing for them to compete with the NFL. I'm not saying they're going to fold, but it's going to be competition.
Yeah. The Rock just listened to that and he said, shut up. That's my 5-year plan.
Yeah, but it's not the XFL. It's not like they this is different. It's like if you got, Dustin Johnson is sort of like if you got Russell Wilson to go play, or, like a guy who's a little older, but had a lot of success. If you got like a guy at the end of his, but still thought he can play, another quarterback, who's the guy in Minnesota?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Yes. Kirk Cousins, like Patrick Reed. So, you had talent, you had people that were, it was a product that was worth watching. I'm watching it right now. It doesn't look any different. I don't understand the team aspect. I got to look at the rules, but golf is golf. I watch European golf. All it is the announcers have different accents. That's the only fucking difference. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to try watching it a little bit, but it's interesting to see how it's going to change the PGA. I don't know how they, how they go about it. It seems like right now it's all just going to be like, fuck you, you can't play here anymore. But we'll see. We will see. They're doing their first event right now in London. And I think there's another one in like next month in Portland. So I don't know. We will
all the exotic spots.
Portland's nice, dude.
It's fine.
I mean, if you're an anarchist, I think next week it'll be interesting because it's the US Open. So those guys will have to be interviewed and talk to, is it going to be, all right, did you have fun? Do you feel, slighted by the PGA suspending you? Blah, blah, blah. But the US Open, whoever runs that, I think it's the Golf Association of America, they said that these guys can play in that next week. So Brookline course next week, we'll do a podcast before. I'll tell you who I picked for my Suicide League and then also my fantasy picks for the week. But I'm not done doing it yet because I don't know who's in and out because it was qualifying last week. So, qualifiers have won the US Open before. Did you know that, Brenton?
I don't even know what that means, Steve.
That anyone can play in the US Open. Brenton.
Then why aren't you there right now?
Because I couldn't qualify. Okay. You have to win like a It's like,
because you're spending too much time with your kids, too much baseball. You should be focused. You should be on the course. You should be driving. You should be getting cancer on your skin from hitting your own golf balls.
Guess what?
Not being a good dad. You're wasting
good news and bad news.
Your potential.
I got good news and bad news. Good news is I finally figured out how to swing the golf club really well, almost consistently every time. The bad news is it hurts my elbow every single time I do it now.
No.
Apparently,
so you're not so many swings left.
I mean, this is the story. Finally, I'm given the ability to do what I want to do, and now physically, this fucking elbow is killing me. Oh, I get my Theragun on it. It's all right. I'll be all right. I ice it. Me and Jonas sit home at night. We ice our elbows together. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. Let's go to the Jock Peterson thing because this is crazy. Did you guys believe this shit when you first saw the Jock Peterson Tommy Pham thing?
The ESPN headline made me laugh so hard.
That's
the realest. First of all, that's the realest fight in baseball in decades.
Oh yes, that's what made it. Because I was like, oh, what did they shout from across the thing? And then when I saw the video, I was like, oh fuck yes. And what makes it even better is Jock Peterson the next day was like, when I saw him interviewed, he's like, that was the first time I ever met this guy. Which, when you say, like, already I know the vibe that you're coming into this thing with. Like, yeah, right? Boom. I mean, that's a Will Smith open hand slap. And I'm telling you, Jock Peterson was on a different wavelength than Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham's a hothead. If I remember correctly, Tommy Pham got beat up at a strip club in San Diego not too long ago.
Yes.
Right?
So do we have any details of what the rule is that upset him?
I don't know, but now what I loved was the next day I read, it's like the Onion Sports. It's like Mike Trout is the worst commissioner in the history of fantasy football. Read article here, and I was like, how is Mike Trout being dragged into this fucking thing? And I guess Mike Trout allowed Tommy. I guess Jock Peterson had too many players on his injured reserve, and he was picking players off the waiver wire. And Tommy Pham he had a problem with that. He said he was hoarding players.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And I guess Mike Trout was a cuck about it, didn't do anything about it. And so Tommy Pham's like, fuck you, I'll be the fucking security guard of this league. Step up or get swept up. And he took it into his own hands. So I guess Tommy Pham's like the kind of guy is like, I'm not to be fucked with. Like, this is a game. I'm not going to sit here and wait for other guys to come around and get in between us. I'm going to fucking hit you in the face. Can Tommy Pham beat up what's his name? Jake Paul? Can we do that? You think that's a guy for for Jake Paul? I don't know how big he is.
He's a pretty big guy now, since he's been working out like crazy.
Yeah, but did he get beat up at the strip club? Like, was it one-on-one? If he lost to a bouncer, then he can't.
I don't know if he beats Jake Paul without going through like a Jake Paul training. Not saying Jake Paul's a good boxer, but he's much better now than the average guy who's just, got some muscle.
Because I assume Jock Peterson's not a small guy.
No,
Jock Peterson's probably 6'2",
but he's
200
not.
pounds.
He's
So
not a trained boxer.
Yeah, but I mean,
Takes
like,
at least
if you're a
taking
dude walking up
classes.
to
He's like a
another guy-
tangerine belt.
I know, but if you're another guy walking up to another guy and I'm ready to slap you, you have to be ready. Like, hey, if I slap this guy, he might slap me back. And it didn't seem like Tommy Pham was very worried about that at all.
Yeah. Well, probably
So-
because Jacques was shocked. He wasn't expecting to be slapped by a guy he had never met before.
Maybe you should stop fucking hoarding players on the goddamn waiver wire, on the injured reserve. I mean,
Look, man, I am in the boat of you shouldn't be allowed to do that. But if it's within the rules and you have a commissioner that's allowing it, you play by the rules.
Yeah.
That's why I won punch drunk one year. I won 2 games because I picked up Taysom Hill and they allowed him to be played as a tight end.
It's a tight end, I know.
And he played quarterback and got me 30 points a game.
That was a bit, that was a good move by you, dude. Look, Mike fucking Trout doesn't give a fuck about. It's like Mike Trout probably cares the way everyone else has cared about fantasy football. That started it. Did it when it was 1 day a week, when it was manageable, when you put your lineup, you cross your fingers, and you hope for the best. Now it's like a fucking who's out, which job?
It's a full-time job.
Who raped this girl? Who's out for this week? Who's got COVID? You
got to read the reports, Steve.
It's a game on Amazon in London at 4:00 in the morning on a Tuesday that you have to be prepared for. So Mike Trout's like, look, dude, pick a team, run it. Whoever has the most points at the end wins the fucking money that way. Hope we're going to give to charity anyway in one of these fucking Illuminati football leagues. So he doesn't want to be bothered by this shit.
As a sidebar, and I'm not saying I want to do it this way, but this would be super easy for you. We set up the league this year as a best ball. You draft once, you don't worry about your players, and it is what it is.
Love that idea. Love that idea. You know why? Because I'm lazy. And the less work I have to do, the better it is. Okay? And you know that, Brenton. This could be good for all of us.
I shouldn't have said anything.
It's much better. That's the best idea you've ever had. That's the best idea you've ever come up with on this podcast. That and the day that you decided to bet on the DraftKings that won you the $1 million. Tommy Pham, is he? Hold on. Hit that fan in the face, dude. People are getting hit more and more often now. And I have a theory about golf.
Well, that happened at the Josh Allen tournament.
Yes, and here's what happens. Pro golfers are really, really good. Obviously, don't get me wrong. They set these courses up hard. But if I had 150 people trying to find my ball out the fairway when I hit it every time, I wouldn't lose so many fucking balls. Or if I hit it, into the rough. These guys are hitting people left and right, and someone's gonna get killed at a golf tournament pretty soon. That's gonna happen 100%. It's gonna hit an oldie in the square of the head. That's gonna happen. And number two, these guys would not be their scores if they came to my course. They would not shoot as high as they do there because no one would find the ball in my course. No one's out there helping you. You got to find your ball. You don't hit it into the fucking short grass, you're fucked. So it ain't easy. Sorry. Anyway, let's move on to something else. I got distracted. What else? Oh, the chimp. Did you see the orangutan that fucking pulled that guy into the enclosure or try to rip his leg off?
Every video I saw, it ends before you even see what happens. I have no idea if the guy is alive or not.
I bet you they had to kill that orangutan.
Probably, which is a shame.
I bet you
don't
they had
go,
to shoot
don't
it
go
with
up to the cage.
Yeah. And
the guy could have taken his shirt off. Like he's trying to save his shirt. It's like, no, that shirt's not yours anymore. Take your shirt off.
Dude, yes. Are you crazy? Take your shirt, rip it off here, and then run the other way.
It's yours now. It wasn't even that nice of a shirt.
Oh boy. This is what happens. Like my wife wants to do this thing. There's just like, you drive through a zoo. You drive, it's one of those drive-through things, and the animals eat. Look at that. Now it's gone. Now
Take your shirt
now
off.
see the thing the problem is though is like he's got to go tuck his head under. You don't want to lose sight of him. I want to keep my eyes on him though. But pull the sleeves out. Oh, the leg. Now I'm terrified. Now he's going for my dick.
Pants are yours
Now,
too. You
dude,
can have my pants.
How he he's got him by the leg, and how he doesn't rip that fucking leg right off. If he wanted to rip the leg right off, he could rip it right off. Look, he's using his weight counterbalance.
See, everything ends like
how does it end
like
right there?
The opening scene in Jurassic Park where the guy gets put on his side and the raptor chews him up. I want to see how it ends.
Speaking of movies, I saw Top Gun.
And you loved it? How'd your mom do?
Awesome. She loved it too.
Good.
Even though it was an IMAX. She couldn't believe it. She loved it. Yeah, it's perfect, dude. It's perfectly cheesy. I don't even think they had to pay for a new soundtrack. They just used the old soundtrack. I don't think there was a new song in the whole fucking movie. They paid off everything from the first one. It's not like a remake where they try to redo but it's, they got it. They tipped their cap to everything from the first one. Tom Cruise is unbelievable. The guy is shirtless on the beach. Spoiler alert, there's a fight, remember the first one with the volleyball game? Well, this time it's a football game. So he's on there with Miles Teller and all these other fucking young actors, all shirtless. They're all ripped. He's more shredded than all of them. The guy does the whole fucking motorcycle with the jet taking off next to him, going down the highway or the runway with the fucking aviators on. I swear to God, you could pull it off the first one. He looks exactly the fucking same. They're flipping these fucking planes upside down, doing these tricks. Everyone else's face is like their eyes and shit. He looks great. It's remarkable. I don't care what kind of alien blood or, whatever he has to eat or ingest. Sign me up. Sign me up. I can barely get off the couch. This man is incredible.
And he's 10 years older, right?
He could be 100 years older.
Yeah, he's at least 10 years older.
I don't know how old he is. I think he's almost 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, but it was really good. Perfect. 2 hours in and out. Goose's kid is Rooster. I mean,
Wait,
what's better than that? Yeah.
His name's Rooster.
Yeah, bro. That's how simple and easy this fucking movie was. Simple and easy. We don't even know who they were fighting or what was going on, but we knew it was like we got a big fucking problem here. They weren't trying to we're our biggest enemy is the Russians and Ukraine and all this stuff. It was like, hey man, the bad guys are bad again, and we got to go get them. That was it. It was like these fools acting up. Let's fucking blow them up. It was worth it. I had a lot of fun. What else? Yankees are doing great.
Yeah, they've looked really good. Came back last night.
What are you hearing about? I guess we can. I don't know. What are you hearing about the Giants and these OTAs or whatever the fuck you're?
Oh, now you want to hear the reports?
I really don't. I just want to know where you're getting it from and why you trust it.
NFL Twitter, and I trust it because they're the experts who cover this stuff, and they watch every snap and they count who's in on first team and who's out and how they do. And the reports out of New York are very positive. So I will say it in this league. I am going to try to draft Barkley.
Unbiased source.
Unbiased source. I love Saquon Barkley this year. Lucas is trying to get me to double down on the bet last year. I will not. I would take Barkley over Zeke 100 times out of 100 times this season. I think the Giants are going to have a very good offense. Their defense is still going to be so-so, but
our defense will be better.
It'll be better, but it'll still be so-so.
Wink Martindale. He's gonna throw a lot of fucking special packages and blitzes together and things like that. I think our defense will be solid.
I think the Cowboys have gotten worse. They let a lineman go. They're still not great on defense, aside from 2 players. And one of those players just had a lot of interceptions, but gave up the second most yards. So he's not like an elite player either by any means.
Mhm.
And I think Washington is kind of lost. So they'll be whatever. And, you know, you really just have to worry about the Eagles, who had some huge upgrades in the draft and getting AJ Brown. So if you can get over the Eagles, you're going to take that division. I think you're the underdog, but I really like your chances. Just get DeBoll to figure out how to get Daniel Jones to play quarterback, and you guys are going to be a good team. Not a great team, but you'll
looking for, dude. I told you,
team. And
competitive.
Yeah, last year, hard to watch those games. We watched a lot of those games with you, and it was not good football. I think this year you're actually going to play some good football.
You know what else I like? We have like no nationally televised games. So at least if we're an embarrassment, we're a quiet embarrassment.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, no need to put it out there. No need for
But I
Daniel
think
Jones to be
you'll
running
play
100 miles an
well.
hour and trip.
You'll play well. You're going to get a Monday Night Football game next year, the following season.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm
I
just
just
saying,
don't want to be laughed
you're
at
on the
anymore.
right. No, you're on the right track. You're not going to be laughed
I
at.
want to be able to take my son.
It's going to be Dallas. If anything this year in that division, it's going to be Dallas, because expectations are always super high and they legitimately have gotten worse. Maybe they figure it out, but they've gotten worse.
All right. I mean, I guess it's because it's a neutral, unbiased source. I guess I trust it, but it's like, you know, these reporters like to throw their spin on it, or they like to they'll downplay shit.
Dude, I'm not going.
Access.
I'm not going and looking at the New York Giants beat reporter, because he'll only say good things, so they let him in the locker room.
Yeah. I want to say
Barkley, dude.
Please, dude. Health and opportunity. That's all I'm looking for. Health and opportunity. Have him be healthy and give him a chance to run the ball. Like, block for him and you know, get hand on the ball, see what he can do. I want to give a shout out, one of our viewers and one of our Patreon people. Cena is I didn't realize, she's having a baby.
Oh shit, congratulations.
Yeah. Saw a picture, so congratulations to her. I think she moved, but I think she's in like Denver or something like that now. But yeah, I think she's having a baby. Well, she's announced she was having a baby, so congratulations, Cena. What else? July 15th and 16th, I'm going to be in San Francisco. Did I say that already? San Francisco Cobb's Comedy Club. Friday and Saturday night, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. cobbscomedy.com or stevebrenneseasy.com for tickets. And then 2 weekends after that, Cleveland's the last weekend in July, 28th through the 30th at Hilarities Comedy Club. Same spot for tickets there. So Cleveland and San Francisco. I'm going to go to a Giants game when I'm out in San Francisco. So that'll be fun. Have you been to that stadium?
No.
I went to a party there when the Super Bowl was there, but I never went to a baseball game there. So looking forward to it. I heard it's a beast. Jonah wants to get a canoe and sit out in the back and get away from. I go, we're not getting a canoe. We're gonna go sit in the fucking.
Yeah, miss the whole game and just sit in the water.
Yeah. So that's me. What did I miss, guys? What else we got?
We can talk about that lady in Missouri that just won $5.2 million.
For what?
She contracted HPV in her lover's car, and she sued Geico for damages because they are technically liable.
Why?
Because they insured the car, and what happens in the car is the same as what happens on the outside of the car.
Wait a minute.
So she went to court. She filed this, and this happened in 2017. She filed it in 2021.
So she fucked this guy in the car.
Got HPV. Somehow they figured out, it happened in the car, and won her case. They have to pay her $5.2 million. Now the issue is, every news outlet in this country covered that, saw that she made that money, and there were probably all kinds of people fucking in cars not realizing. The day after that was filed, Geico probably has a thing in there. They probably never thought, we have to put in, if you get an STD in the car, that has nothing to do with us. That's on every contract now. And probably babies too. We're not paying your alimony for you getting pregnant in our car.
Also, everyone's going to know she's got HPV.
She has HPV. Well, they used the MB was the name in the article. So they're not
How
using
much
her
does that
full
guy's
name.
insurance go up after
That's
this?
a
I mean,
hell of a
that's
premium.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
On a Honda Accord, he used to pay $94 a month, and now he pays $6,415.
So I'm just saying, next time you're in an accident and you're like, my insurance sucks, it takes forever, and they're assholes and they're nickel and diming, just keep in mind that they're dealing with shit right now. Have a little compassion. Someone figured out how to scam the system, and they scammed the fuck out of it.
$5.2 million. Because you imagine they fucked in her car.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know what HPV is, but I would take it for $5.2 million. Can you die from it? What is it, HPV? Is that cancer? It's cancer, right?
Lucas, you're muted.
I think it turns into cancer.
Yeah, I think for women it becomes
It's a
cervical
death sentence.
cancer.
You're gonna die. Wait,
I think if it's
don't have a
treated,
cervix.
yeah, exactly. It doesn't really affect men, I don't believe.
Oh,
I'm not a doctor, but I know it's
man.
for women, it leads to cervical cancer. I think it's
How
treatable.
do
I
we
don't
keep
think
getting
she's
away
going
with
to
this?
die.
how do men keep getting away with like, hey, we're gonna give it sexually transmitted disease. It's only gonna kill one of you. The other
Yeah.
one is just gonna be like nothing on your penis. It's like, man, if HPV only killed men, I would know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would know what it was already.
Yeah.
I know what prostate cancer is. You know, like I know what that is. I have no idea what HPV is. But I'm supposed to get a shot.
It's a $5.2 million lawsuit. That's what it is.
Wow. Well, I'm definitely getting, you know, they offer a vaccine for like 13, 14-year-olds. So I'm definitely getting Jackson that one. I don't want him getting sued one day and giving somebody HPV and next thing you know.
No.
I mean,
The
bad enough.
lover was not sued. It's Geico.
Dude, imagine Magic fucked some girl in her car and got AIDS that way. Holy shit, what a lawsuit he's gonna have.
Yeah. Yeah, 15
Good
minutes
God.
could get you a lot of fucking money.
That's wild. I hope she, you know, 5.2 million. Not bad. Not a bad payday. That's what you're gonna need, Brenton, pretty soon. Another one.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's coming.
So keep getting information on those sites, and you know, feed some stuff to me, but don't be like, I'm hearing great things. I'm here because then I know what's coming next. When we do play well, you're gonna start taking credit for the fucking Bills being over there and all that. So
What
I
are
don't
you
want
talking about? I'm not going to take credit. I'm going to be too busy enjoying the Bills winning.
But then when it's a disaster, I can see you being like slowly backing away, like, not my problem.
Look, man. One, it's not my problem.
I know. Trust me.
Two,
I fucking know.
I'm cheering for Barkley. I want him to do well.
Not as much as I do, dude.
I'm going
Not
to
as much
draft
as I
him
do.
in every league I can draft him in. I can't wait to use him on DraftKings and daily because people are going to be soured on him, and then they'll all come around about week 4, week 5, and be like, "Oh, he's good again."
Well, I'll stupidly draft him earlier than everybody else.
Not if I take him first.
What's the Hard Knocks team? Did they announce that yet?
The
No.
Lions. I thought it was the Lions.
Did they announce it already?
I thought that was weeks ago, wasn't it?
I know we talked about they had finalists, but I didn't think they picked one yet.
No, you're right. It's the Lions.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, why is this? This says the Cardinals.
No, I have the Lions.
Yeah, NFL has the Lions, but then an old article from CBS Sports, Arizona Cardinals are going to be featured. Oh, they're the in-season team.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
Oh, the in-season thing.
which was
I liked
good.
that last year. That was
Yeah,
good.
that was cool.
That was good. And they usually pick a good team. Like I don't know how
Mhm.
what they're doing for the criteria for the.
That'll
for
be
the-
interesting for the Cardinals because at that point in the middle of the season, we're going to know if Kyler Murray is a guy or if he's going to be a crybaby, and it'll be cool to see his dynamic with his teammates in the locker room.
DeAndre Hopkins will be back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. There's a lot of drama going on there.
Yeah,
That'll be fun. Well, I know they're doing this Netflix 24/7 thing about golfers too. I want to know when that fucking thing's coming out. For All Mankind is back on Apple TV. I watched that about the space. Do you guys like space? It's fucking cool. All right, it's cool. And then The Boys is back. Did you watch the first episode of The Boys?
Still getting through the new Stranger Things.
You got to watch the first episode of The Boys. Then we can talk about it because it's remarkable the way they started this show off this year. Did you hear about it?
I haven't heard. I've been trying to avoid everything, but that show has constantly continued to push the boundaries of what we want to watch.
Because my older son's been watching a lot of he's into older stuff now. So he's been going through The Walking Dead and this and that, and he's like, "Oh, I want to watch The Boys. I heard it's great." And my wife's been a little on the fence, and I was always been like, "No, this is too much, too sexual." And she's like, he watched The Walking Dead, and that's sexual. And then we watched the first episode of the new season.
They have missionary,
and
no skin in a
guy
in a
shrinks
drugstore
down
once
to this big and jumps into another man's pee hole.
Yeah,
and gets him off through his urethra. So I was like, it was like before the credits, I turned to her and I was like, "Yeah." We both were like, "Yeah, this is way too much."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's awesome though. You guys watch anything that I should be watching?
I mean, in this is how my wife likes to watch things. She forgets every previous season and we rewatch. We did it with Game of Thrones a few years back. We have been watching Stranger Things from episode 1, season 1, and now we're finally last night started season 4. So it's been like 2.5 weeks of just Stranger Things and nothing else.
Wait a minute. Every season that a new Stranger Things comes out, you have to go back and watch all the seasons leading up to it every time?
The big series, her favorite shows, we go back and we rewatch everything so she doesn't miss anything. Because the recaps are fine, but you forget a lot of stuff.
That sounds exhausting.
It is.
Wow. And thorough, dude.
Yeah.
You're in a different land than I am. Oh, buddy. It's all magic, man. It's all magic. Whatever makes you happy. That's all I got today. Anyone else want anything?
I mean, have you Aaron Rodgers? Apparently his new girlfriend is denying rumors that her name is Blue of Earth.
Who?
Her name is Blue
You
of
didn't
Earth.
hear that wrong. Blue of Earth.
And
Blue
she's
of
denying of Earth.
Of
Yes.
Earth? The planet?
Yes. She's denying rumors that she's a witch.
Oh no, she's a witch.
Hold on. At the end of the podcast, you're going to say Aaron Rodgers is dating a woman.
Yeah, I've been trying to get this out.
He's dating. It starts
Earth.
with a W. It's not woman. It's witch.
Yes, and it's blue with no E at the end. It's BLU.
BLU. Wait, isn't that Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter? Is he dating Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter?
No, this is a weird white woman.
Oh my dude!
All I gotta say is Tom Brady,
bitches.
stay the fuck away from her. She's gonna take a strand of your hair, put it in some potion.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I mean, where did he meet this blue chick? What is happening?
One of his hippie retreats? I don't know.
He is a fucking strange bird, dude. He is a NorCal fucking wackadoo, difficult, cunty, strange bird. Speaking of birds, can I tell you? There's a bird outside of our window every single day, that pecks at the window from like 6 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the morning. Right? And I used to think it was the dog because Mickey used to scratch at the door when he wanted to be let out. So every morning I'm going down there, I'm like trying to let Mickey out and he's still sleeping in his bed. He's like, "What are you waking me up for?" I'm like, "What is it?" So we've realized it's this bird. My wife's taking some videos of it. I don't think anything of the bird. Okay? To me, it's a fucking crazy bird that's out there. You know what we have to talk. I go, "What?" She goes, "I think the bird is your dad. You got to talk to the bird." I go, "I am not." She goes, I'm not talking. She goes, "I talked to your sister. She thinks it's your dad too. And the reason is because you've been ignoring him. You haven't talked." I go, "What do you want me to do? Invite the fucking bird into the house?" I go, it's a crazy bird. It wants." I go, "It's." So I leave it alone. I went away this weekend. Every day she tells me, she'd send me videos, the bird's waiting, the bird. So this morning I'm laying in bed, the bird starts going again. I go out there, right? I talk to the bird. I go, I don't know, Dad. What, you want to come in? What's going on here? What's happening? And I look up in the window and she's recording me. We're talking to the fucking bird.
That's not cool.
Not cool at all. I told her to erase it. She thought it was funny, but she's like, see, I'm glad you're like, she is very believes in signs and things like that. And you know, of that, I am not. I do not think it's at all a sign.
No.
At all. So look, my point is this. Everyone has their crosses to bear, okay? You have to go back and rewatch 50 hours of television you've already watched 2 other times because you chose a woman that you love.
Yeah.
I have to talk to birds and pretend it's my dad, my dead dad, because of the woman that I love. See?
Here's a thought.
What?
Tell your kid, hey, you can watch The Boys, but you got to get rid of this fucking bird. I gave you that BB gun a few years ago.
By the way, Jackson goes, I'll shoot the bird. I go, there has to be a world between talking to it and shooting it.
Yeah.
Am I right? I mean, there has to be somewhere in the middle here.
Well, you want to give him an impossible task? Tell him catch the bird alive and you can watch the show.
It's a robin. It's crazy. It's like pecking at the window. I don't know where it thinks it is. It wants to come in. I mean, it's at the same window every day.
Mhm.
It is a kind of a weird thing.
And it just has a routine. That's what animals do.
It's got a routine, but I mean, it's like, I don't really want to be involved in it. And I certainly don't want to be talking to the fucking, oh, here's a, I don't know if you can.
Can't really see it, but A for effort, Steve. Oh, there we go.
See it?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, every day. I mean,
I got to be honest. After seeing that, I think it's your dad.
all right. That's the podcast for this week, everyone. Thank you for listening. I'm not talking any more birds. Did you get a fucking Apple phone yet? You didn't, because I tried to text you.
Nope. It's still kicking, man. It's still mint condition. 3 years in.
Please let people know about the podcast. Tell other people. We appreciate you listening and subscribing and, you know, rating and whatever you do. Whatever the things you do, you're passing it along. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a great week. We'll talk to you real soon, bitches.
Go Bills.
Bills.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy fucking lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi.